Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so glad you guys came back. Today I want to talk to you guys about something a little bit more serious, a little bit more personal. Ever since I did my New Year's Eve post and what I wanted to do differently and shared what had happened this past year, I got a lot of questions about the bad part of my year. And the gist of what I said was the fact that in the beginning of the year, I was diagnosed with something called polycystic ovary syndrome. And it, for me, was really, really heartbreaking because the biggest part of it is later in life. It makes it hard for me to be able to have kids. And for me, my whole life, I have really, really wanted to be a mom. And that is the biggest thing that I've always wanted to have constant in my life. I've always wanted to have a family, and I've had a lot of people tell me that I'd be a good mom later in life. And so to hear that it might be hard for me to have kids was truly heartbreaking for me, and something that really took a toll on me for a little bit. But I wanted to talk to you guys about my journey, what it is, because I have found that it actually is very common for women to have this. So I wanted to do this and put it out there to show what it's like, what goes along with it, what I have to deal with, everything like that. So to get it started, if you hear me say PCOS, it's just an acronym for polycystic ovary syndrome. See, it's hard to say. I'm going to start with my journey of it. Ever since I started getting my periods and starting my menstrual cycles, I have never been a huge on-time person. Sorry if that freaks you out a little bit to hear. So it's just been a thing that's happened in life, and I've always gotten it. And so I finally decided at the beginning of 2017 to go and finally see what a doctor had to say about it. And so I went in, I told her everything that happens. She asked me questions, and we did an ultrasound, and she kind of came to the conclusion that it was PCOS. And basically the biggest thing that she noticed was that my ovaries, and this is the biggest indicator for them, my ovaries looked like a chocolate chip cookie. And the cookie was my ovary, and the chips were these cysts. And this was a real indicator for her, and she wanted me to come back in and get some blood work done. Because not only are there these other smaller symptoms, there are also bigger symptoms to go along with it. So the smaller symptoms are things like irregular periods, excessive hair growth, acne, obesity, which of course I have struggled with, so this was a huge indicator as well as depression. And this is also something that I've really struggled with for the past 5 years. And so she did this, I came back in, and so the more long-term, of course, is not being able to have kids. Diabetes was a huge tick mark that she wanted to check me for, as well as thyroid problems and stuff like that. So I came in, got my blood work. Thank God I didn't have any diabetes indicators or thyroid problems either. So we were able to cross those two off the list. I still have to come in every once in a while and get blood work done just to be safe. But we had talked about it, there are treatments to be done with it. And some of the treatments are birth control, but for me, I can't take the pill because of severe migraines that I have. So this was a little bit of a challenging part. So that was one of them. Physical exercise was huge, so that's also why I'm trying to stay active and trying to keep going. They say at least 20 to 30 minutes, at least 5 days a week, which goes hand in hand with weight loss as well. For other things like the hair, the excessive hair growth, there's electrolysis, which is an electric current hair removal. So you can get that done. I'm not real worried about that part. It's just shaving. And then there are medications, which I have been prescribed. So if my period does not come on time, I can take this medicine and for a certain amount of days, and then my period will come, and then I'll have to go back into the doctor so she can look at everything. The cysts are not harmful, but they do lead to hormone imbalances, and that's the biggest thing with the cyst. You'll hear sometimes that women will get cysts on their ovaries. These aren't dangerous. Like I said, they just lead to imbalances on our hormones. So looking forward to the future, I have no idea what's going to happen. There's no true cure for it. You just kind of work with it. And some women have said that theirs disappear after so and so amount of years. Some stick with them their whole lives. But I'm trying to just stay positive and not think too far into the future, not trying to think about not being able to have kids, because it's going to happen one way or the other. I know that, whether it's through adoption or something. But just hearing that at first was a true shock and kind of took a toll on my depression as well. But can't dwell on the future, and you can't dwell on the past as well. So just looking at the now and looking at what I can do to make sure that this isn't affecting me as much as possible is huge. And I appreciate all the people that have come to me and have said something about it. There's not a whole lot we can do right now. It's just working with it and trying to be healthy and get on the right track. But I appreciate everybody's thoughts. I appreciate everybody trying to help me as much as possible. I really do. But it's all okay, and I'm working with it, and everything good will happen in the future. I'm hopeful of that. I'm staying positive of that, and I know other women who have this, and I know that it might not be a positive thing right now, but I truly believe something good will come of it later in life. So thank you guys for listening along to this. I know I explained all of this in the post down below, but I kind of wanted to make a vlog because I felt like this was just a little too personal not to talk about in person. So thank you guys for coming along and watching this, and I will see you guys back here next time. Bye guys.